start recording. My OBS just crashed on me. So what time is it? The time is 8:39. It had just crashed moments ago. And let's start streaming. And we're back. And Melody's keeping track of the time. It's been 20 minutes. But that was a hard crash. I mean, OBS just shut down. Alistair says, yeah, death metal band that uses Egyptology for its lyrical content. Cool. That sounds like it'd be pretty badass. All right, back to this. I might take a little smoke break here in a few minutes. Actually, I'm almost done with this inking. So I shall take a smoke break once that is finished. And then I'm going to pop in this DVD and do like a little screening for the Coyote and Rabbit. Because I was waiting to get this DVD so I can watch the Coyote and Rabbit and pull some reference from that animation for the rabbit character design that I've been doing. Because I kind of want to stick true to the original, more or less, you know, depending on how it looks. So if I can draw something better, I will. But I want to kind of do like the same thing I did with the coyote and these lizards, is just kind of stick true to the original designs. The only time that was not the case is with the design of the horned toad. Now the horned toad, like to me as a kid growing up, I always thought it was a gopher because of how it was designed, like the spikes on the character in the old animation just came off looking like fur to me. So I always visually thought it was a gopher. And there goes my stomach again. Oh, Melody's been chatting up some stuff. She says, if you want to test any of their best songs, try Black Seeds of Vengeance. That sounds cool. Issa McIntosh says, I'm more of a Cannibal Corpse guy when it comes to death metal. Melody says, Cannibal Corpse are cool. Issa says, though lately I have been more into industrial, listening to a lot of KMFDM. Alistair says, my fave death metal bands are Death and Obituary. Yeah, Melody's been introducing me to some death metal. Like, I have some playlists modeled after her suggestions. Like when she sends me like a death metal song on YouTube, like I'll add it to like a melody death metal playlist that I created. And like some of the stuff she sends is friggin' badass. What do I mean? Some of the stuff, like a lot of the stuff she sends is friggin' badass. Okay, I got some acid reflux going on. I gotta munch on something. Just give my stomach acid something to do. Mm. Melody says, atheists are awesome. Asa McIntyre says, you ever listen to KMFDM? I've listened to a little bit of it. Like, I think the only bit of KMFDM I listened to was back on the Mortal Kombat 2 um, movie soundtrack. No, says, not a big fan of industrial though. I do like Atrocity's Taste of Sin. I'm gonna have to check that out. Love, you're gonna have to dupe me some of those songs. I'd like to check it out. But check it out. I think I am done with this character sheet. And you know what that means? That means it's time for a smoke break. Oh shit. I haven't taken my meds this morning. I was prescribed some meds, like antibiotics, to help heal my foot because it's still acting up. Like I think it's mostly tissue damage, but the doctor I saw said that he hasn't seen a wound carry on like this without some sort of infection. So he prescribed me some antibiotics. You gotta take those 4 times a day. Sometimes it slips my mind. Like yesterday, I forgot to take them with me, so I couldn't take my antibiotics throughout the day. And let's take some ibuprofen to keep any swelling down, because my pickaxe wound will still swell up every now and then if I spend too much time on my feet. Excuse me. Okay, it's time for a smoke break. This time of year, Halloween is like always like a prime time for like spooky movies and scary slasher flicks. But I miss how gory that they used to be. Like back in the day, like a good slasher flick would have like a lot of blood, guts, and gore, and just fucking fan service of some TNA. Iso says, every time you say smoke break, I think you're gonna leave. No, like I tend to smoke here in my office cabin. Got my little I gotta get a legit ashtray though. Like I'm just using like this goblet that I made in pottery class way back in high school. So I just ash in there. Issa says, never known anyone in real life who smokes inside. I do. But back at the main house, though, I would smoke outside. But in my cabin, I smoke inside. I smoked inside when I was in Vegas too. Sometimes I would take smoke breaks outside. That's what the landlord prefers. But every now and then it's like, I'm having too much of a good time to just step outside for a smoke. I want to keep either watching YouTube or watching some movie that I had put on, so I just have my beer and smoke inside. Lisa says, though it's partly because mostly people I know live in rented apartments and it's forbidden. Das ist verboten. Yeah, I get that. But as I was saying with the slasher flicks, like it had good TNA fan service, and then there was like just a bunch of blood and gore. You don't really get that too much nowadays. Like scantily clad damsels in distress, like running half naked through the woods. Things were good times. But nowadays, like it's just kind of tame. You just get a lot of stabbing, not as much gore as you used to see, like dismembered body parts. Lisa says, "Yeah, those days it's good to be PG-13." Yeah, PG-13 back then was a lot more risque than PG-13 nowadays. Like Jurassic Park was PG-13, but it had a severed arm in it, like Samuel Jackson's severed arm. You saw that arm come out. It was like, oh, good, he's there. And then she turned around and his arm was still attached, like hanging onto her shoulder. It was like, oh shit! As a kid, that was like kind of shocking to see. Um, Alistair says PG-13, the gold stamp of absolute ass. Yeah, nowadays it is. Issa says also when you got gore, it often is bad CGI. Yeah. Melody says, hell, I like my movies to get to the coveted X rating, meaning it was too violent for cinema. Totes muscrotes. Issa says stuff like the scanner's head explosion just doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, freaking that head explosion was just like fucking crazy. But I'd like to see more of that. But recently, the movie series released on Netflix, Fear Street, it was like surprisingly like gory. Is like caught me off guard. It's like, oh shit, hell's yeah. Yeah, some of those deaths were like freaking badass, and it sucked too because like it was like it would happen to some of the characters that you thought would make it, and it was like just really bold how they offed some of the main characters. It was surprising, but like just deliciously gory. But that was nice to see. Alistair says, "I love the cheap splatter fest of the original Evil Dead." Yes, compared to the crappy remake. Yeah, like I like the creepy aesthetics that Evil Dead had, especially with the dismembered corpse just coming back together in stop motion fashion, and like the stop motion where she was just like the body parts came together and Ash's girlfriend was just dancing around, all just creepy. And the severed head just biting his hand. Oh, I loved it. And you miss out on some of that eerie, creepy factor that the stop motion had in Evil Dead. And it had like this weird, uh, gory humor to it. I like that. But the remake definitely did miss out on some of the creepy humor that it had, the original had. But there are parts of it I did enjoy, so I went ahead and bought it for 50 cents. If it was full price, though, I wouldn't have purchased it. I'd buy the original movies at full price. But this one was on sale. I was like, oh shit, hell's yeah, I'll buy it for 50 cents. Melody said, I watched the remake. Mel's verdict for bigger thrills, I'd rather read the Bible. Oh. Issa says, also it had that one scene. Huh, which one scene? You're gonna have to elaborate, Iso. Alistair says, I wish Predator showed off more of its gore, like hanging upside down skin victims. That was awesome. More of that. Yes, more of that, please. I like shocking gore in my my horror flicks. Iso says the one with the trees. Oh, the tree rape scene. Yes. Alistair says, was it the chainsaw to the face scene? No, it was the tree rape scene where one of the damsels like runs into the woods out of the cabin. This is in the original. No, this was the Evil Dead 2, I think. Was it Evil Dead 2? Man, it was either 1 or 2. It might have been 2. But yeah, there was like a yeah, the damsel ran out of the cabin, like running through the woods, and then the woods come to life, and it was kind of like a tentacle rape scene, but with tree branches. Issa says Evil Dead 1. Melody says like the brain dead scene where the dude gets torn to absolute shreds by the zombies. God, that was good. Oh fuck yeah! I gotta find a link for that movie so I can watch it. Like the brain dead, and I used to own Evil Dead 1 and 2. Ugh, I miss several of the movies I used to have. Like Evil Dead was the absolute favorite movie of mine growing up. My Siggy went out. Yeah, Brain Dead was made by the guy who did Lord of the Rings. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. But yeah, like the guy who did Lord of the Rings, like he's the one who made Brain Dead. Issa says, "Oh, I gotta rewatch Brain Dead." Alistar says, "Reminds me of the Cannibal Corpse's song "Pit of Zombies." Yeah, I don't remember that scene from Brain Dead. That's why I gotta rewatch it. But kind of like reminds me of Dave the Dead, where that freaking asshole soldier gets torn to shreds by all the horde of zombies. And like as an ad lib, like the actor who was getting torn apart by the zombies, he was just as an ad lib, he was screaming, "Choke on him! Choke on him!" as they're tearing apart his guts and just eating them. Fucking badass. Like that guy, he was an asshole throughout the whole movie, and you just wanted to see him die. But as he's dying, he's just screaming, "Choke on him! Choke on him!" I was like, okay, that part was badass. Melody says, and it gave us horror's first true badass Ash, who was the inspiration for Doom Guy. Yes, groovy. This is a badass demon slayer. Like he first started out as a meek and mild college student, but all the shit that the demons put him through, like I think he just snapped and just kind of like, you know what, like, you know, to hell with this. I'm gonna do what I can to survive. to the point where he chopped off his own hand and replaced it with a chainsaw. Is like one of the most iconic things in like horror movies. Is just like Ash is just a badass. Melody says that scene was recreated in Shaun of the Dead. Which scene would that be? Groovy. Hells yeah. Mmm. Hmm. Man. Fucking zombies. The being torn to shreds zombie scene. Oh, yeah. I gotta watch Shaun of the Dead again. Like a lot of these horror movies, I gotta rewatch. 'Tis the season, you know? Siggy's almost done. Afterwards, I'll pop in that movie. The video, I'll screen the Coyote and Rabbit story. Melody has duped me a link. She says, I wouldn't screen it here. Let's see. David is devoured. Yeah, I don't think I want to showcase any copyright movies. Like I feel comfortable like showing the Coyote and Rabbit because it's such a nuanced like animation from way back in the day that it's like from the freaking 70s. But it's like it hardly comes up. But the copywritten movie I probably won't show, but I'll stream it for myself.
Well, I think we're all agreed. You did the right thing there.
All standing around. Oh, decked him right in the face.
No!
Oh, guy tried to fucking pull the trigger on
Right,
dude.
I'm leaving.
What?
Not staying here.
David, don't. It's suicide.
I think you should go. We will. We can run. We can defend ourselves.
What do you mean, we?
What do you mean? What do I mean, we?
Opening that door now would be a very, very silly thing to do.
So you're going to stay here with him?
Sean,
After everything he's gotten us into?
finish! Sean didn't ask you to come here. You came for the same reason that I did because you didn't know what else to do. Now get away with that door this instant!
But
David!
I'm so sorry, Diane.
Maybe I'm not the one you should be apologizing to.
Sean.
Oh. There we go. Pulling me through the window. Oh, now they're going to start tearing into him. Ah! There they go. Oh, God. Oh, they're still holding onto his legs, trying to pull him back. He's done. Oh, God. Now his girlfriend's running out. Blaze of glory. He is gone, though. He is dead. D-E-D, dead. Fucking delicious. Fucking delicious gore. Now the horde is just pouring into the bar.
Johnny, look who it is! Fucking a doodle-doo!
His asshole older brother.
Ed! Ed! Don't cry at me, you sick fuck!
Oh, his best friend's getting munched on right now.
Wait! I said leave alone!
Boom! Oh, yeah! Shot his zombie older brother in the eye. Friggin' splattered the back of his head out. Nice. Well, that was yummy. Oh, Melody says, if you want to watch an extremely obscure gore fest, try and see if you can find this. Sent me a link to Wikipedia. Cradle of Fear. Cradle of Fear is a 2001 British horror film directed by Alex Chandon and was released direct-to-video on 4th of July 2001. Taking inspiration from the anthology films produced by Amicus Productions in the 1970s, it features 3 separate half-hour segments linked by a fourth story. The main narrative involves imprisoned serial killer Kemper wreaking vengeance on those responsible for his capture. Nice. This he does through his son, Danny Filth, playing an unnamed character referred to in the credits as the Man. You know what? I've never seen this. I gotta check this out. Shot on video and on a very low budget, the film received a lukewarm reception in the horror press and is chiefly of interest to Cradle of Filth fans, as it features the entire lineup, principally Danny, but the rest crop up in cameo roles from the band's Median era. Chanton's association with the Cradle of Filth began with a promo video from the Cradle of Enslave, well, from the Cradle to Enslave, and he went on to direct the clips of Her, Ghosts in the Fog, and No Time to Cry, plus some DVD documentaries. Kemper is played by David McEwen, who also appeared in the video for Her Ghost in the Fog, miming to Doug Bradley's narration. Plot. Oh, that's a pretty big plot. I'm not going to read all that. But yeah, that sounds like it'd be interesting. I got to check that out. Okay. Melody says, try and see if you can find this. It's a hilariously bad B movie, but they go absolutely nuts on the gore. Issa says, modern shot on shitty film could be interesting. Yeah. All right. Let me pop in this DVD and screen this Coyote and Rabbit story. Alistair says, yeah, it's cheaply made, but the gore is awesome. I gotta check it out. Okay, my DVD player. There we go. I was pressing the button, but it wasn't ejecting. Put this movie in. Oh, let me save my progress. Save. And let me open, where is it? Gray Lizard People, Sci-Fi, Storm, Cody, character sheet, Rabbit character sheet. Open this one. This is my design for the rabbit so far, but I want to refine it depending on how this character is drawn in this animation. So here we go. Coyote and Horntoad, Coyote and Lizard, Coyote and Rabbit.
Yeah.
The Navajo people are careful to tell these stories of Coyote only when the frost is on the ground. The producers of this film respectfully request that you observe this custom. Thank you. Now, the frost hasn't hit the ground yet, as it's October and we don't really see frost usually until November. But we're gonna go ahead and watch it because I gotta get this community service done. Oh wait, Melody says, "Way, hey, found it! Awesome! I want to check it out later. Maybe later today." In cooperation with the San Juan School District Indian Education Center, Brandon, Utah. Maido Gafpai.
Cities. Hey, kind of sure. Don't know that is good. That's that is in the city. Oh, that is the all of that case. Don't that when I just guess that I'm just dead. No.
My twin didn't she and none of them lady.
That's a cute little design for the rabbit. He's just asking what language this is. It's Navajo. Melody says, "Man, could you imagine? Is this was animated by Flesher? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool." I like the backgrounds in this one. Like all the other animations, the backgrounds aren't this elaborate. Like, man, like the backgrounds in this one are pretty good. Yeah, it may have started off very like fairly simple, but now like the backgrounds are just kind of lush. That's gonna be like nice to recreate. It's filled with rocks. Melody says classic cartoon gag. I gotta say, like, this is by far out of all 5 animations the most elaborate one. Like the camera angles even are just like so like on par with like some of the cartoons that you would see, even though like the animation is still very rudimentary.
Ashonish la ash, John Flash, John Hilwin, that Nelly, down that kind of skin, that is Catholic. Quite then, not the Jam, was the other. Ashonish, the chin, as a jar, this in it as a Ashonish, the chin, not Lieben Flashnet, that is Catholic. That was Robin Flashnet, that was cut. Oh, she. Ayun siya inakas patron sana nas kas kaya no swanis kaya swanin des kaya to sa sa nada
Backgrounds
kaya to atas la kena wala sana yo ka to sa on la to no danen sodanen soda sin des so yo sa sa si vinkes oh kada ada no kaya soda des soda atas la kena to wala ده بعتنا عطتنا حاجة هون سودا هون سودا هون سودا الوار لا واحد كمان نادي أو أنا هشتغل لا تتلا هذا سمع هذا سمع دون ده نيودا كنا شو الله كنا هشتغل لكم
Kota shinkas pa mai yahnana durante ana betlanj desti.
Stanna nästa mai chona on the ass. This,
He's like, ow, ow, you got me, ow. Oh. Melody says, poor voice actors do need to learn the art of not talking over each other's bless them. Melody says, that's totally Screwball Squirrel setup. Lisa says that slide whistle.
Nashin Gashin Toyatani Discholo Nilchojan. This is a young this yosh like Kanmi Goshin Gashi Nilchojan. Arashin Mibel has chicken.
Sana got the band and that's sketch and all the band and that's sketch on us kind of band and that's sketch. She had your style can. Sakola, up in the band and that's sketch. It's not she had your can. This thing will not.
Oh, the Coyote's like going like, well, what if I use this? Like he's trying to start a fire. Like, what if I use this brush or what if I use that plant? And the rabbit's like, yeah, go ahead, go for it. Like, I'll just eat that too.
I got Ashin mind and then said that eggy 8 Kai Yoshin at any Kavichi Yabanina.
So now the Coyote's going to find a brush or a tree to like set on fire that the rabbit's not going to eat.
Arashi Myra was a candle at the Simbichi Kail, version at the Hai Lajan. Arashi Alan Hai Lashin Arat O Hayushin Adanini.
Karina se ve aquí. Se ve acá.
Arashi might and the Jenny Niganation Yotin maybe. Arashi names for names for Siro had been a lai lajan. Later, I never card she other
Melody says I do kind of like the split pin style of movement animation. Oof.
Coyote hanegi betsano shin awardin ni khazlinchna mai tsayi alan kishin hotza aro sadati bichin di shri benina shohin bichin hi chinchna eshin benina di jun mai bichin lejana honda che Coyote hanegi betsano do dabo ni daro le betchol wala mai get ada tinjla
Nice. Cool. Yeah, it looks like they're all here. Coyote and horn toad, coyote and lizard, coyote and rabbit, coyote and skunk, coyote and beaver. Awesome. But the rabbit design is pretty cute, and fluffy. I love this scene right here. It's just the camera angles and everything. Like this angle too. It's like out of all the animations, I think this story has the more elaborate camera angles and really good quality backgrounds. I mean, like they're almost on par with like a lot of the other professional studio animations, what they were producing like way back in the the 40s and 50s. Iso says, "Yeah, didn't expect one of the voice actors to be named Jim Dandy." Yeah, he's like Navajo, and he was the wrestling coach in middle school and high school when I was still going to school. And he was one of the he was the Navajo teacher, Navajo language teacher, and the wrestling coach. Melody says, "Oh man, if this was done by Tex Avery style, excuse me, if this was done by Tex Avery style of comedy, yeah." But we'll see what I can do about recreating it when I get to that point. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it. And out of all the Coyote stories that were animated, this is by far my my favorite one, and it was the only one I couldn't find on YouTube. But I'm glad I have this DVD with the collection of all 5 animations. So I'm gonna have my work cut out for me, just reanimating all 5 of them. But as soon as these designs are done, and I'm going to start plotting out several of these animations. Let's go back to the menu. Now I want to work on them in order. I think Coyote and Horned Toad is the first one that they made, and I can't seem to go back to the menu. Well, fuck. But anyway, let's get down to this. Get back down to this character design. And I think I'm going to stick with the character design I got now, because he's more of like a jackrabbit, like the bunny in the animation, the rabbit in the animation. He was like kind of like short and fluffy, but in the chase scene, like the rabbit was jumping over these little bushes. I'm gonna design them as like as yucca plants when I get to it, and yucca plants tend to get fairly big, and I want to kind of accentuate that more, because I think what the animation was trying to get across is that the rabbit was able to jump over these plants, but the coyote doesn't have the jumping ability that the rabbit does. That's why the coyote would just kind of stop and just kind of step to the side around the bush and run around the bush instead of jumping over it. So when I get down to reanimating this, like I want to draw like these yucca plants just like kind of really big. And the thing about yucca plants is that the leaves, they have like they're really spiky, and they have some of the yucca plants have like these barbs at the tips of them and running down the edge of them. So I just kind of want to like elaborate on that even more. So the bunny, like the rabbit, and the design I have, since he's more of like a jackrabbit, he's going to have the ability to jump clear over these yucca plants that I want to draw. But the coyote is going to have to like stop, skid to a stop, and then go around these plants. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the design I have now. I just want to make sure it was on par or somewhat like close enough to the original design. And the original design, like, yeah, he's like cute and fluffy, but I'd like to get across that he's more, in a way, like more athletic than the coyote character. So yeah. Melody says they also have a very Rabbits of Watership Down look as well. Yeah, they sort of do. Like in this cartoon. Oh, what time is it? It's almost 9:30, and I'm gonna end the stream at 12, because I want to do my full 4 hours today and then make up for the hour that I missed yesterday. So, whoops. Okay, let's get down to it. Oh, that was my airbrush. That's my airbrush right there. Oh, I've been getting duped. Melody's been duping me on Discord. Yeah, she sent me some designs of Watership Down rabbits from the animation that's from, based on the book Watership Down. Andy's taking a while to load. It'll load up in a bit. Just want to show which character she's talking about. Yeah. Ugh. Melody says this is from the 1999 animated series. Your version looks very close to Blackberry the Silver Rabbit. Blackberry the Silver Rabbit. So I assume it's that is that one. Oh man, the sun is up, but now for some reason it feels like it's getting chillier. Oh, it must be because of the wind. It's kind of like a slight wind blowing outside. Ush, 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 ush. Mm. Oh, Melody says you've given your rabbit similar facial tufts. Excuse me, similar facial tufts. Yeah, that little like upturned like curl. Yeah, yeah, I like it. Sweet. Oh. Oh yeah, I wanted to let me pull that cartoon up again. I'm gonna put it in my other screen so I want to reference some of the poses.
Yeah.
Turn that down a little bit. Skip ahead. going to have to move this one down a bit. Or just go ahead and move all these off to the side. Yeah. Make room for this one. Uh-oh, it's getting a little windier. For some reason, I find that when the wind starts acting up, my connection isn't all that great. Like that shouldn't be a thing, right? Like can the winds like interfere with like Wi-Fi signals? Like I wouldn't think that was possible, because aren't Wi-Fi signals more or less like radio waves? Are radio waves affected by the wind? I don't know. Um, Melody says Shift S if you want to take a screen cap of it. Oh. Star says also says satellite interference. Shift S. Oh. Huh. And let me see if I can just paste that in here. Is that possible? No. Where does it go? It gives me a link, but it doesn't stay up for too long. I guess it saves a screen cap somewhere in my documents. Pictures. Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There it is. Okay. Let me just delete the extras I made. Just trying to figure out where it saves to. So I can just kind of like scrub through this DVD. playback. Let's speed it up a bit. Okay, there's one. I'm just playing at high speed now and just screen grabbing certain scenes. They just use as reference later, pose reference. This still going through and grabbing some screenshots. See if we can go a little faster. Okay, that's about all the poses I can get from the rabbit. All right, alrighty. Melody says, have it set to save to desktop. Oh, I didn't bother to think of that. It's just being sent to my pictures folder. Melody and says, And press A if you want to swap its aspect ratio. Oh, too late. Well, I already grabbed what I need. Burp. Melody says so you can swap it to widescreen if you wish. A does that? Oh, I guess A for aspect ratio. Huh. Next time. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Here in a bit, I ought to take a break and see if my mom needs anything. So maybe at 10 o'clock, I'll take a 30-minute break. See if my mom needs assistance with anything. Maybe grab some breakfast for myself. So what time is it? Yeah, in about 10 minutes or so. Issa says, oh, gonna make food then in that case. Let's see, where's my maki? There it is. Maki tool. My Maki Mach tool. Maki Mach. Wind's starting to pick up. Dang, I was gonna burn some of that old hay today. Yesterday, my siblings cleaned out the hay pen after I got back with all the hay. I went to go take a break and they took it upon themselves to clean out the hay pen and unload the hay. And they cleaned out all the junk hay. Oh, shoot. Okay, good. Ugh, that hay is no good. So I'm afraid other horses might come by and eat it up. Then those horses are going to have issues. Shoot. Maybe I should have burned it last night, but I just didn't want to freaking deal with it after such a long day. Alistair says, why not combine them? I can't combine junk hay with good hay. Like the junk hay that we got, like there was a bale of hay that got rained on and it got moldy, and horses can't process the mold. Sheep and cows can, because I guess they have like enzymes in their stomach that can break down like moldy hay, but horses can't. Oh. Melody was referring to Issa, you nerd. Because Issa could not, wasn't sure if if he was going to go for noodles or pea soup. And Melody was saying, like, why not combine them? And I thought she was talking about the hay. Combine the junk hay with the good hay. But yeah, she was talking to somebody else. Melody says, I remember you saying that moldy hay was pretty much garbage. Yeah, for horses at least. If we still had sheep here, we could just feed it to the sheep. But our sheep are being housed in over in Blanding because we don't have the sheep corral. Like the old sheep corral is like junk now, so Dad's trying to build like a new sheep corral, but it's just half built because we're just way too busy messing with other stuff, dealing with other stuff. You know what? I should give this rabbit some eyebrows. Oh, whoa, what time is it? Oh, about 7 more minutes. Then I'll go check on my mom, see if she needs any help. My eyes. Let's get some facial expressions on this side. Oh. Oh man. Gonna give my rabbit some black tipped ears too. Mm. Oh, it's 10. All right. I'm gonna put a pin in this, and I'm gonna go take like a 30-minute break, go see if my mom needs any help, and maybe like I also get myself some breakfast, maybe a bowl of cereal or something, or make myself a sandwich. Yeah. Oh. Melody says, such a screwball squirrel smile, referring to the smile that I just drew on this rabbit. So yeah, so I'm gonna cut it for now, and we'll be back in about 30 minutes or so. Jesus says, see you later, and yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back in a bit. Stop streaming, stop recording.